Back again on this. Hi, everybody. We're back again on this wonderful, wonderful Monday. When I tell you it's a beautiful day, I think it rained a little bit, but you know what? What does that song say? It doesn't rain in Southern California. Well, it does rain in Southern California, but it doesn't rain that often. But anyway, ladies, gentlemen, before we get going today, I want to thank our sponsors, which is Surf Ready Luxury Car Rentals. I'd like to thank Welch Travel Tours. I'd like to thank First Book Academy. I'd like to thank Nevada Women in Trades. I'd like to thank our sponsors before we get going with our show because they really have come out and believed in this show. They really, really have. And I really can't thank them enough. And I appreciate each and every one of them. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a special treat for you today. I can tell you this couple, what can I say? I'll say this. This is one of my favorite couples because I've known Linda, oh my gosh, I think almost 40 years now. It's been a minute. So we've known each other for a good while, a little while, but I wanted to introduce them to you. Linda and Jesse, and you notice the topic says Marriage Takes Three. I'm going to read you their bio and tell you all about this wonderful couple. It's going to come to us and talk to us about marriage today. Jesse and Linda were introduced by a mutual friend, Mrs. Beverly Powell. Jesse and Linda believed that God brought them together and he used Beverly as his instrument, which I know Beverly. Hi, Beverly. I know Beverly too. And they went on a date when when they went on their very first date, they both realized that they loved God and neither of them liked to argue. They provided peace. They preferred peace. Jesse and Linda were married on June 26th of 1999 in front of an audience of about 700 witnesses. I can tell you I was one of them. Linda chose Jesus, You're the Center of My Joy as her wedding entrance song because she felt that song displayed their relationship. It displayed what their relationship is based on. Through the years, Jesse and Linda continue to be an example of a loving and hospitable couple who strive to reach out to family, friends, and community and those in need. Jesse is a deacon at Ecclesia Christian Fellowship in San Bernardino, California, and he retired from Southern California Edison with over 25 years of service. Jesse is known for bringing others together through the family and friends gathering, his barbecue, and his supreme Polynesian pudding. YUM. Linda worships at Northside Church of Christ in Riverside, California, and she retired from the Rialto Unified School District as a counselor and teacher with 36 years of service. She is still working as a student mentor with the public charter Learn for Life. As an event planner, Linda enjoys hosting birthday parties, family reunions, and gatherings. As a couple, God is first in the lives of Jesse and Linda. Jesse said that Linda is his gift from God. Linda said that Jesse is the man God sent to her. And this is God is love, 1 John 4, did I say 8 or 3? Like 4:8. I want to make sure I got it right. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you one of my best friends and her husband, Jesse and Linda Webb. Are you there, Jesse and Linda?
Yes, we are. Thank you so much, Barry.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm so glad to have both of you on. I know as I was reading through, I was thinking of the night. I remember where we were when Jesse laid eyes on Linda and was smitten, I guess you could say. Do you want to tell us about that, Jesse?
Well, excuse me. Our mutual friend was having a fundraiser.
Yeah.
And she invited me, and I had never been to a fundraiser before in my life. And I sat at home debating till it was about half over, and then I decided that I would go.
All right.
And it was a nice affair. And as we were leaving out of all the guests, Beverly walked out with me. And Linda walked by, and Beverly said, Jesse, there's a nice lady for you. And I looked at her and I said, well, what's her name? She said, Linda Lowe. And I looked, but Linda walked behind her car, and I really didn't see her. Mm-hmm. So that was that. So about 2 weeks later, mm-hmm. Beverly and I walked at a junior high school at a track early in the morning, about 5 o'clock in the morning. We get out there and walk. And that's where I met her. Okay. But anyway, it was about 2 weeks later. Her name never left my mind. You know how you meet someone and they tell you their name and you forget it before they even get the name out of their mouth. Anyway, her name never left my mind. So about 2 weeks later, I asked Beverly, I said, why don't you give Linda Lowe my phone number and have her call me? So she said, okay. So word came back from Linda, well, if he's interested in me, have him call me. So I called her and we had a few conversations on the phone and we set up a meeting place. No, she said it. So we met. And the first thing I did was walk by her car, inspected it. It was very clean. So that was wonderful. So I walked inside the restaurant and found her. She was only sister in there. But anyway, I introduced myself and she introduced herself. And one of the first things that I asked her was, do you like to argue? She said, no, there's never been any arguing in my family. And I just never grew up around anyone arguing. So that was joy to my spirit because the relationship that I had been in before, that's all we had was arguing all the time. So it was really a blessing to meet somebody that was friendly and didn't like to argue. Aww. So from that day to this day, we've been together.
Oh my goodness. Even though I already know the story, but still. But you know, but I still, you know what, believe it or not, I still like hearing it. It touches my heart. Let me say that. It just still does. Never has stopped. It's always just touched my heart to hear the story. Well, Linda.
Yes.
You went, well, when you and Jesse went on your first date, it was something interesting about the date, wasn't it?
Yes, very interesting because he didn't know that two of my friends were also going to come and check him out. You know, so they were there and they were in the background looking at Jesse and checking him out to make sure he was okay. I just happened to have a lot of friends who cared about me, a lot of family who cared about me, and I'm sure I know his family cared about him as well. But I had been unmarried for a long, long time, and so they really wanted to check Jesse out. So the two of my friends, Belinda Bailey and Tommy Taylor, were there, and Tom even brought her granddaughter. They were there on the date. Belinda told me she was coming. They came.
Well, I can tell you, I remember that because I talked with you after that, and it was still really that was just the beginning. I think without a doubt it was the beginning, and it was, and everybody has to start somewhere. But I think you probably would agree. Even then, were you apprehensive or did you? I think everybody is when you first meet someone, just getting to know them, that kind of thing. So
go ahead. For me, I never felt like Jesse was a stranger. That's what was so strange about the relationship. I just felt very comfortable with him and just, I felt comfortable with him. Like right. I'd known him for a long time.
Okay. Richard Nichols says, hello, Mary and guests. Thank you, Richard. Hi, Richard. I think if you have a comment, you can go to Facebook or to YouTube. And if you leave comments, I will post them. And we don't mind saying hi to anyone that leaves a comment. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I know, now that you mention it, you never ever said you were apprehensive at all, Linda. Not once. And I'm going to put up, here's another comment that came. This is from Elaine. And it says, hello to all three of you. I am so happy to see Jesse and Linda. This is wonderful. This is Elaine Wilson, Jennifer Musgrove's mom.
Oh, hello, Elaine.
Hi, Elaine.
Hi, Elaine.
He said, love you, special people. That's so special. And Elaine is a strong supporter. She's in almost every show. Elaine comes to every show. Thank you, Elaine. And then we also have, that's leaving a comment, that's Gwendolyn Streeter. Hi, cousin Gwen. And she says, hello, beautiful people.
Hello.
And there's also Yvette who said, hello.
Oh, that's my cousin. Hi, Yvette.
Hi, Yvette.
And then we have another person that left a comment. Sister
Carolyn, our sister Carolyn. Hi, Carolyn.
I tell you, you know what I think? I think they found out how to leave the comments.
Good, that's great.
Here they're coming, and this is
thank you.
Oh, that's so nice of you, all of you. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna do a roll call on all the people that left messages, and it started with Richard. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Elaine, Gwen, Dad, Carolyn, and now Rose Singleton. This is a friend of yours.
Oh, yes. That's how beautiful Belinda's mom. Hi, Sister Cemetery. And especially it's one of our elder sisters. So that's beautiful.
She said, I am Belinda's mom. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Hi, Belinda's mom. How you doing?
Whoa.
With the barbecue sauce.
Also have
Rose, I'm still waiting for my barbecue sauce recipe.
Ooh. It says Danielle Hobbs. She said, I love Danielle's and Mary. Like this I don't know if that's Danielle or Mary Hobbs. I think it's Danielle and Mary.
Hello to both of them.
And here comes another comment before we go. It says, you're welcome, Mary. You know I got your back always.
Thank you.
Well, I can tell you. Oh, and this is one more before I always try the comment. This is from Shelley Dansby, Dr. Dansby.
Hi, Shelley.
Hello, Dr. Dansby.
Dr. Dansby. I think it's Dansby Saucer. Hello, dear friends, my favorite couple, role model for excellence. Love you guys. Thank you. I tell you, I said, I'm sorry. One more. Here comes Belinda Bailey's.
Oh,
hi, sister.
Hi, sister Belinda Bailey.
Oh, she said, I cannot figure how to post on YouTube. I love this couple to bits.
We love you too.
Thank you all. I'm telling you. And it means a lot when you guys leave comments. You have no idea. We know you're watching. We know you're listening. It just really touches our heart. Well, let me ask you this. You know, I said this is from me to you. What would you advise a couple, someone's meeting? What advice would you give someone and they're interested in getting married? They're thinking about it, or it's a thought on their mind. What would you advise them?
What I would advise that they go to counseling, to marriage counseling. Counseling with someone that they have, good respect for, because there's going to be so many issues that couples are going to deal with, and especially if it's a young couple, starting out. But definitely some counseling.
I would suggest that they have the Lord in their lives first, or plan on having the Lord in their lives before they get married.
Okay.
That would be a good start and a good beginning, and then you can work on the other things.
So that's number one, have the Lord in their lives.
That's right.
And then you said, and Linda, you also said counseling.
Counseling. Yeah. But you said, what would we advise the couple? Well, we pray constantly about everything. Prayer is very important to us. It's also important to have humor and to laughter. We like to laugh. You have to be able to laugh at situations, because that's important to me, and mutual respect.
Right.
One for another.
Love one another, respect one another.
All right.
Respect their wishes and respect their thoughts.
Right.
Yes.
Well, I know too. I mentioned I was asking you, there in any you can say almost any situation, there may be disagreements. How do the two of you handle disagreements?
Well, one of our disagreements is we have very few disagreements about things, but we try to compromise. But when it's one of our issues is driving. You know.
Okay.
We drive a little differently, men and women. So
right.
we try to, we discuss what it is that might be a disturbance to the other one and try very hard to work on coming to a compromise. Like if he thinks I should drive in a certain lane or what have you, or I think he should drive a certain speed or give time before we get off at the exits instead of just, what I'm saying.
Got it.
Got to get a compromise on that. And
well, so that's really saying when you're in the car. So if you're not in the car, that's not even, what I mean? Yeah.
That's right. So that's one of the things, but and then of course finances comes up in every couple's marriage relationship at some point, so you have to deal with those particular issues and try to plan together when you can.
Right. Okay. Also, when what if you want to go? Oh, this is a face we haven't seen for a while, Linda. Nellie. Hi, Nellie.
Hi, Nellie. Hi, Nellie.
Nellie's hello, Linda, Jesse, and Mary. Good to see my favorite friends. Love conquers all. Thank you, Nellie. Hi.
And Nellie was in our wedding also. That was another one of my bridesmaids. Nellie was in there. We had about 14.
I remember. And to this day, Linda, it's still the biggest wedding I've ever attended and ever been a part of. It's still
when I first told Jesse how many attendants, my sister Carolyn was in the wedding as well. Sister-in-law Carolyn, and I told him he needs 14 grooms, and he said, "I don't know that many people." I said, "Yes, you do."
and Carolyn said, "Yes, I agree with that." I tell you. It's still to this day. And you've been married how many years now?
22
years.
We've known each other 24. And if God bless us to see 25, we want to do it again.
Oh, okay. You're going to renew your vows?
The vows, yeah.
I don't think we'll have 700 guests, though.
No.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear what you said, Jesse.
I said, I don't think we'll have 700 guests.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that part. Well, you must be planning already then, Linda.
In my head, I am. I'm planning that God bless us with the health to still be around and be here. And, and all of those that were around in it at the time, we hope they'll still, those that are still here that haven't passed on will be in it too.
Well, I can tell you, like I said, you win when it comes to but it was beautiful. And it was just to be a part of it. I was just honored to be a part of it. So it was a beautiful, beautiful wedding. And I'm sure renewing your vows will be beautiful also. And that's right around the corner.
Not too far.
Not too far. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What do you, as a couple, what do you think are your strong points?
Our strong points as a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
what do you think they are?
Strong points: loving one another. You won.
Yeah.
Respect for one another.
Mm-hmm.
We make it a habit not to go to bed angry. We really do believe on that. We don't not just go to bed angry. We don't like to leave the house being upset, with the other one or anything like that. My mom at once shared with us about a gentleman and his wife who got in this argument, and he got in an accident and was killed. That just kind of really stayed with me, and I just thought, I just don't like to be upset anytime, but when we leave one another, we try to give each other a kiss and, say be safe. And again, when we go to bed, I have to get whatever it is off of my heart before I lay down. And I believe he tries to do the same too.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So really you're saying communication is key.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. That communication is definitely important. Very important. And and trust too. Communication and trust.
Being honest with one another. Being honest with one another.
Oh, that's big. All of these are big.
Yeah.
Communication, trust, honesty are all big. There's nothing small about any of these. And I think that just acknowledging it is saying, to people, don't take these things lightly. These mean a lot, to a relationship, to a marriage, because that marriage commitment is a bond.
Right.
And, it means more than what I know in our society, unfortunately, it's been, the numbers have, what I've heard, I don't know if this is true or not, after the pandemic, that people couldn't be together. They're like, that's been the highest uptick of divorces because people were forced to be in the same space. But maybe if they could have communicated, I don't know. I don't have the answers,
Right. And just, and some timing is very important too. When you're upset, that's not a good time to be yelling and screaming. Separate, go to another room in the house or what have you.
Right.
And I just want to take a minute, if I could, Mary, to give a shout out. There's two African-American couples that I know, Ori and Lena McCrae, my sister-in-law, Teresa's parents, African-American couple that have been married for 77 years.
Whoa.
And also one of my other friends, Sherry Gilliam, her mother and father, Clarence and Laura Ashley, have been married for 71 years. And I think that's a blessing too, because that's not something that you hear of every single day. It just doesn't happen, yeah. So, watching other couples, our parents, my father died young, so I wasn't able to see them grow old together, but they did still set Flora and Jeremiah Hearn did set example, and Jesse's parents for him, Peter and Minnie Webb. So we're blessed to look at other couples, especially older couples, who are sticking it out. And they went through some rough times before our generation.
I'm glad you honored those couples with that time, to acknowledge them, because I don't think we do that enough. I really don't. I call it, once someone hits 10 years, I call it you're in the double digits. I call that now you're, I actually said, you're not really married till you hit at least 10 years. And people say, no, people are married. I said, nope, you haven't really got deep into it. That's what I call until you hit 10 years. And what's unfortunate, a lot of times nowadays, people don't make it to 10 years. So just to get to 22 is going, not just and that's saying a lot. It definitely is. I know you mentioned too, Linda, about counseling. You meant premarital counseling.
Yes, premarital counseling. Jesse and I went to through premarital counseling, and I thought it was very helpful. And also throughout our marriage, we have gone to marriage retreats in various cities, and to be around other couples of all ages, backgrounds, and those have been very helpful through our churches, or they could be through an organization, but those have been nice too.
Okay.
Marriage retreats.
It's sad because marriage retreats, if I remember correctly, is that they focus on communication. They focus on spending time with one another and acknowledging the other person's feelings, what they're thinking, because sometimes you may be feeling a certain, as they say, some kind of way, but you don't voice it. So the person doesn't know. They don't, and then a lot of times people keep things to themselves because they don't, as they call it, keeping the peace.
Right.
They don't exactly express things. We do have a couple of more messages here. One from Richard, and Richard says, look at the message. Congratulations, 77, 71. They had to be babies when they got married.
Well, her father, Teresa's father, is 98. I believe her mother is 94.
Whoa.
The other couple, the 71 years, they're both 89, I believe.
Okay. Well, I tell that when I tell you, I'm blessed just to hear those kind of numbers.
It won't be babies.
That's just amazing. It truly
is. It is. And then this is another a comment. Yvette said, awesome. And then we have this is Nell said hi. We got messages coming still. So as they're coming in, and
hello.
So I'm gonna take this time and go back and just kind of read again the names of those people that made the comments, and they are Richard Nichols, Elaine Wilson, Gwendolyn Stringer. We have Yvette Alcina. I don't know if I said the name right. Alcina. Okay. Yvette. Hi, Yvette. And then we also have Rose Allison Singleton. Then we're going to go down to Danielle Hobbs, Elaine Wilson, Shelley Dansby Saucer, Dr. Shelley Dansby Saucer. And isn't Belinda doctor also? Dr. Belinda Bailey?
Working on it. She has her master's. She's working on it. Yes.
All right. I'm going to go on and say it's already out there. Dr. Belinda Bailey, Richard Nichols. And Nell Moore. I believe that's Nellie Moore. Carolyn Gray. I'm just going down. All I can tell you, each and every one of you, thank you. Thank you for your comments. We do appreciate you more than you know. Now, we are also, I know we touched on, but we didn't go into details about finances. That tends to be something that tears many people apart. And, this is what I never quite understood. What it takes to not be together costs more than it would be if they stayed together and worked together. So I'm thinking that it's not just finances. Maybe it's me for thinking that, but I think it's more to it than that. So how have you not let finances come between the two of you?
We don't have any.
Don't have enough to fight over.
Okay, well, Linda, let me see what Belinda's comment is. Do you both have an interest in offering mentorship or counseling to young married couples?
Yes. We have done some counseling together to some young couples. Okay. Some have even dealt with addictions, but definitely. Yes. But back to
Henrietta says she's laughing out loud.
That you know what? Now that part of our vows, richer or poor, because if you really love someone, you're going to try to work through it. But it could be, some. We work very closely jointly with our household, accounts, that kind of thing. Even though we do some things have separate interests. Right. That we deal with as well. But when it comes to our larger household type of items, we share in that. We do those together. Okay. So we have our commingled accounts, and then we deal with some things separately.
And that's good to know, because I think some couples, I've talked to people, they don't commingle anything. Everybody have their own separate accounts, and they pay half of whatever. And this is what I have learned is that whatever works for you. There is no one size fits all when it comes to this. It's a touchy thing with some people. Some people are they do better with others than others. That's what I would say. There's no one, like I said, there's no one size fits all. So as a couple, I would, if that's an issue, I would get assistance with that. If that, I wouldn't, assume that. And they were asking about counseling. Linda is a counselor. For those of you who are interested, she has a degree in counseling. So as far as counseling young married couples, what I'll do, I'll actually put my number up, because I don't want to give out their personal number. And if you are interested, you can call my number and I will relay the message to them, and they can contact you on how they will work through that. So let me go on and put a number up so you can. This is a contact for counseling for anyone interested, I should say. Contact. It's a 619 number, 669-8603. This is my office number, to be honest with you. I'll put that in. So those of you that are interested in it, it says Mary D Show, but anyway, you're contacting the show. There you go. So just give me if you're interested in counseling with this wonderful couple, on couples counseling. And when I tell you, they have helped so many couples, so many people that I personally know that Linda and Jesse have helped. And just my husband has a comment. Let me see what he says. He says, "Hi, babe. We're proud to have this fantastic couple on the show." Hi, babe. I'm so glad.
I get my hand to show. Hi, Oliver.
I tell you, I'm so glad he's because I think we both had to learn this technology to learn.
No, I do.
I know.
Oh, thank you so much, Oliver.
We figured it out. I can tell you. So I want to make sure we put this up and let to those of you that are interested. If you have or you know someone who is interested, you'll be able to contact them and just go from there. Go from there. And I would say too, okay, just a minute. We have a comment from Yvette, and it says, this is about, remember I said about finances. What happens if one spouse tries to control the other one's spending or always asking how much money is in their separate account? Good question, Yvette.
It sure is, Mary. You can help us answer this one.
Okay. That's really, that's a hard one. How much is in their separate account? I just feel that's funny you should ask that. I really have not experienced that, honestly. It's some of you may know I was widowed years ago, and I have I've been married twice, and truthfully never had them ask anything. They pretty much have both husbands have said, I guess, to trust in me that I'm not trying to run off with the money or something like that. They trust me enough that I've always said to any of them, you can look at the checkbook, you can look at the account. Now, I'll be honest too, we don't pay a lot electronically. Let me say that. That is a real big thing nowadays, paying things electronically. My husband does not go for that. He's about going down and paying for it. That's a real hard one, Yvette. I wish I had an answer for you, but I can. How much is in your separate account? That's what you're saying. I don't have an answer for that.
Yeah, I think just looking at the issue of control, period,
it
is a concern to me because it apparently is not just control when it comes to the finances, but there may be control in general. So again, I think that is an issue for counseling. I really do, because that's not. The trust has been violated there, and that it just seems like there are some other underlying concerns to me that go farther than just, than just the finances.
And then Yvette wrote, did I put it up? Yvette, okay. It says, she has a comment, and it says, I don't do this. However, sometimes it's difficult to handle because I try to communicate in a decent manner. Okay. And I understand that. I'm not going to say we have all the answers. I wish I could say I do, but I really don't. I really don't. So I have to agree with Linda. I think it's about control, and it's about seeking counseling as to why there's a need when you both have, like you said, separate accounts, that kind of thing.
Because
you both have to be responsible for whatever bills you have to take care of. You should take care of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way we do. She has hers, I have mine. We make sure, well, we don't have to make sure, we take care of our obligations.
Right.
Individual obligations.
But
like I said, she has hers, I have mine. So.
Okay. But Jesse isn't the type of husband either who's trying, that's trying to control me. Right. We work together mutually on whatever it is we're doing. We have that mutual respect for one another. We have that trust for one another. And, apparently there has to be some lack of trust if someone is wanting to know every single dime, what is causing that thought process, what's happened. Again, because we do try to keep God as our focus, that helps so much in dealing with everything, because we realize, what are we supposed to do as, children of God, as husband and wife, how in everything, how are we supposed to deal with one another. So that's why we allow, we keep God at the head and in the center. And that cuts down on, I think, so much confusion in every aspect. That's why when Beverly was telling me all of Jesse's attributes, until she said he was a man who loved God, I didn't say I was going to go out with him. And then she said, well, he loves the Lord. Because I knew then that he had a different person who was going to be, over his life, God, and not just himself. And so that made a difference. And I said, yes, you can give him my phone number. Yeah. But that was important to me. Very important.
All right. And she said, okay. That's what Yvette said. And then she said, got it. All right. Okay. Well, I know too. Are there any hobbies that either of you have or anything that you participate in? Well, I know for sure Jesse likes to fish. I know about Jesse's fishing. What is there any? Now, I'm gonna tell you. My mother used to tell me when she would go fishing sometime, Jesse. I said, Mom, what did you catch? And she said, a breeze.
I've had quite a few of those too.
And I said, what was that? And she goes, I caught a breeze. I'm like, it took me a while to catch on what she was even saying. But then again, not exactly. But then she told me, I think I shared with you guys, she caught 96. The day she caught 96. And I said, Mom, did the fish jump out the lake and jump on your hook?
That's beautiful.
I've had a couple of trips like that.
Yeah, where the cooler was packed full.
Was what? Yeah. Yes.
The cooler is
cooler
packed
was full. Yeah. Full. They were biting so fast. I'd throw my hook in the water and start reeling it in. The fish would jump on the line. I'm not kidding.
Whoa.
I just throw it out there and start reeling it in. I bring a fish in every time.
Woo! My highest number was 8. Wow. I went, and then I caught a turtle that day too.
Oh, a turtle? Really, Mary?
No, that's serious. I'm not kidding. No, I didn't share that with you. I caught the 8 fish and a turtle. It was a water turtle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
There in some of the lakes.
I never knew that until the turtle stuff, the head came out the water, and I couldn't take it. Because I didn't even know there were turtles. I didn't know there was turtles down there. So I would tell you. So I do know your hobby is fishing, Linda, and your hobby is helping the community and help in any way you can. Am I correct?
Yes, I enjoy, and we're a very hospitable couple. We've had thousands of people in our home over 22 years through different, if it's birthdays, if it's family and friends, we do things, or if it's family reunions. We just love people. We have housed quite a few people, and Thanksgiving, we just have done. We enjoy doing things like that. We go to, before COVID, we visit the sick, in the different hospitals, convalescent. We just, do those kind of things together. He used to serve the communion in the home before COVID. So we just try to reach out, feeding those that are hungry. We've given food and donate where we can to those who need clothing. So we just do what we can in that way.
Well, you're definitely, without a doubt, givers, because you go out, really to a fault, if I be honest. You really do. It's like, if there is a need, and if you guys can feel that need, you're more than generous to, like you said, to help people, help the community, help the family. It has been, in all the years I've known Linda, and then also as you and Jesse as a couple, you've always been that way. I can't think of when that's just who you are. You're both givers. You're both, how can we be of service? That's really, and then on top of being of service, Linda's an interior decorator. You guys have a beautiful home.
Thank you. Just for our home, I like to decorate though.
You do. I know you may not say that that's what it is, but Linda, you're a beautiful decorator. You really are. And then an event planner, all of that goes together with that being hospitable. So, as you know, I've always had admiration for you guys. So that's just you touch my heart as a couple, and your like you say, your prayer life each and every day. The two of you pray together, and you're praying for family and friends and for healing from people that some you know, some you don't know.
Right.
You know, but just know that it's God's way of blessing you, I think, and how you help others.
Yeah, I can't believe Jesse didn't mention about his.
Oh yes, well, I like to barbecue a little bit. Those of you that know me, I have a barbecue trailer with 6 barrels on it, so I do like to barbecue just a little bit.
Oh,
I make, from what people have told me, a fantastic pudding. I named it Supreme Polynesian Pudding.
Ooh.
And he shares it with a lot of people.
Yes, I know. I'm one of the people.
Well, people around Southern California have tasted it.
Right.
People
well, I
from
can tell
India
you,
to San Francisco.
It is one of those. Once I'm gonna tell you, ladies and gentlemen, once you have one, you can't just eat just one. And I have been places where I'm not kidding. They are scraping the pan to get. I've been there where they're like trying to get in the corner and get the. It is good. It is very good. But Jesse's a good cook anyway. But this is not a cooked recipe. This is a cool recipe. It's really perfect for the summer. But oh my goodness, you should probably enter that in a contest or something, Jesse. For sure. We have a couple of more comments. I'm going to go on and name and call out the names of the ladies and gentlemen from the audience, and they are. Well, did I show you this one? This one from Yvette. She said, "Thank you so much for all the comments." Then we have a Kim Foster Morris. Hi, Kim. How you doing? I see your comment coming in. A beautiful couple. Belinda said exactly. So I think she was talking earlier. And then she said to Jesse's, "Yummy." Belinda, I tell you, we all know, don't we? That's for sure. I said that recipe will win awards, Jesse. I'm telling you. That's one of those. Yeah, I would write that. I know you have it written down, but I would enter that in contests. It's that good. So for sure.
But thank you.
Well, I know too. Like I said about. I'm looking at some things. I said some questions that people may or may not realize. Is it important that you get away as a couple and do? It could be short getaways or to spend time together, or is that important or not?
Most definitely. Most definitely. Every couple I think needs time away just from the humdrum of being around a house and just, all of the negative that can come through from a television, that can come through from so many different types of technology, just even the telephone, the telemarketers, just, bills, just being away, just to have some downtime, just to relax and just to be.
Right. It says that it's so beautiful to see the power that God has given to your marriage. And that was from Yvette. Thank you, Yvette. I know it touches your heart.
She's a younger one, so that really means a lot.
It does. And it's telling you that the life you are living is a witness. And Miss Carolyn said, "Amen."
That's beautiful. Now, that means a lot to me as Jesse's sister. That she can say that. That means a whole lot. Because I know what's important to me for my brother and my mother to love Jesse. And they did.
Oh, yeah.
That was important to me.
I think Floyd thinks of Jesse as the brother, as not just a brother-in-law, but as a brother to him.
And he thinks of him like that too.
Same thing. I have the same respect for him, the same love for him.
Oh, that's a blessing.
Think of him, since I'm the youngest boy in my family, he's my little brother.
You just want one by somebody younger than you, huh, Jesse?
Right.
And he's my younger brother, even though he always wanted to be older. That's my baby.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I know him and his wife have been married, is it 30 years?
30 years. 30 years.
Oh my gosh.
In June.
And that's Floyd and Teresa Herndon. Hi, Floyd and Teresa. How you doing?
Hey, bro.
For sure. I know too, it's another comment. As they come through, I'm going to do a roll call again on them. If you have submitted a comment, I want to make sure we call your name. And if I've forgotten anybody's name, put it in again, please. I will definitely call it out. Richard Nichols, Elaine Wilson, Gwendolyn Stringer, Yvette Asena. I keep saying her name if I said it right. Carolyn Gray. We have Rose, Allison Singleton, Danielle Hobbs, Belinda Bailey, going through as I go through Nell Moore, Carolyn Gray, Richard Nichols, and I'm going, and we have keep going. Oops, did I forget somebody? I don't want to forget any names now. Then
Dr. Shelley.
Kim Foster Morris. Yes. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take just a quick second right here, and I'm going to do a quick commercial. So I will be right back with Linda and Jesse Webb. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is our quick commercial time. Right now, I would like to thank our sponsors, and they are Sir Freddie's Luxury Car Rentals. We also have Nevada Women in Trades. We have Welch Travel Tours, First Book Academy, Front Page Publishing. All of the sponsors, ladies and gentlemen, they come and they do pay a fee to be a sponsor on the show. So if you would please support them, it really would be appreciated, because our sponsors are saying we like what we see, we like what's going on, and we want to support you. If you would like to be a sponsor, all you would need to do is call the number for the show, which is area code 619, and I'll put that up. I think I'll just put it up right here so you can see it. Here it is. To be a sponsor, area code 619-669-8603, 619-669-8603, and say that, and call that number and say you'd like to be a sponsor, and someone will get back to you. Someone from my team, probably either Jocelyn or one of the other team members, will get back, and they will let you know what you need to do to be a sponsor. All righty then. Thank you. The show's not over now. Don't leave, because Jesse and Linda, they are coming back. All right, here we go. Hello, Jesse and Linda. We're back.
Hello.
So we're back again. The commercial is over, but I wanted to make sure I do thank the people that really believe in the show and have shown that by being a sponsor for the show. Well, let me ask you, Jesse and Linda, what would you say to a young couple? I know you said counseling, I know you said communication. Would you tell them to take their time about getting married and understand how important marriage is?
Yes. Get to know one another, first of all.
Okay.
Know their likes, dislikes.
Right.
And just try to understand their personality and let them understand yours.
Okay.
So that you can communicate.
Okay.
And if there's any, if you're a person that likes to argue, I wouldn't want to be in anybody's relationship that is argumentative.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to work.
It's not, no.
It's
Who
not
wants to live like that?
And or argumentative, abusive, those type of things, you see those type of signs, and those are not good signs. It's not something you want to go forward with. It's not something you want to go into, because sometimes people try to keep their best foot forward,
right?
Prior to, and that sometimes happens when people rush into something. You have time, try as much as you can. You'll never know everything, but try to get to know as much as you can about the person's background, and hopefully, if there is an abuse type thing going on, that you'll see that before you go into something like that.
Right. I think too, what happens, this is what I think. Everyone always sends out, I call it the representative. That we meet, that's what I call it. I don't know what people call it, but I call it the representative. We all do this, by the way. It's not just one person or anything like that. We always send out the representative. The hardest part is to get to who that person really is. Who are they really? And I think what you and Jesse have said is that your foundation, the foundation for you was founded before you got married, and it's grounded in having a relationship with God.
Mm-hmm.
That is the foundation. Before you ever knew each other, ever met each other, that was not, you didn't have to look for that. It was already there.
Right.
So I think that if people, maybe they need to, if they knew that, I don't know, that would help, or, encourage people, as you said before, to get counseling and to seek ways to communicate effectively. I've even seen where counselors will have the husband and wife write letters to each other and express their feelings and express how they feel about them. They may not be always able to verbally say it because there's so much emotion involved. But when they write a letter, they can do that and express how they feel, about things that are going on. So I want to make sure that we gave, so I say a tip for someone, if you were, maybe that's another way to communicate. Communication does not have to always be oral.
Right.
It can be written, that kind of thing. Because today's show, it said marriage takes three. That is what we said, marriage takes three. So you're letting everyone know that third element is God.
Right. And also, I didn't mention much about career area. It would be good to have a good career background. Education is also important. In our household, education was very important. But if you don't choose to go through a college, get a good career stable. So that will help in your financial situation in your marriage too. If somebody has something solid, not just hit and miss jobs here and there,
Right. Okay. That's good to know. And that gets back to finances. We're still, how are you going to support yourself? It's not that you're getting married for somebody to support you. How is that going to happen where you're able to take care of your own responsibilities? And everybody has to be able to do that for themselves. So that's very, very important.
Yeah.
Now, I know too, you're both, I think Jesse's retired. I think, Linda, you're semi-retired. Would that be a better way to say it?
We can say semi. Mm-hmm. Semi.
Well, and I say that because I know that as for Learn for Life. But what I like about Learn for Life, it is work from home.
Yes.
So you don't have to actually go on. So that's a blessing. Well, I would say too, as far as like you said about your education, how did your education help you go into something like the Learn for Life, into something that's a home base position?
Okay. Having the education, first of all, they did require that you had a 4-year degree at least. And also it doesn't hurt, sometimes it says, sometimes it's who you know. So you can, someone that helped to give you direction. They have these openings. And in this case, it was Dr. Shelley Dansby Saucy, who knew someone and kind of said, well, you can apply here. And that's what he did. And the student mentorship was just an extension of what I was already doing as a high school counselor. So having had that educational background, it was just easier for me to get a position.
Okay. Well, I tell you. All right. Well, I can see you and Jesse as a couple. If there's any, I say final words or anything you like to add before we close our show that you would like to share with, I would say Jesse to a husband. If there's any pearls of wisdom you like to give to anyone that's a husband, and Linda to anyone that's a wife, because we don't know who we're talking to. We could be talking to a couple that they're listening for something that could help their marriage. What would you encourage?
Would you say the husband, future husband or husband?
Mm-hmm.
Well, first of all, I think you'd have to have the love of the Lord in you, in both of you.
Okay.
That would be a big beginning, a very good start,
right?
And probably a good ending. If
right.
you both love the Lord truly love the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
You have a lot of pretenders in
Yep.
church, and we call it, well, I had one pastor call them taints. Taint no sinner, taint no saint.
I like that.
So,
I like that.
you know, you both have to be for real.
Yeah.
And down to earth,
right.
And really truthful with one another.
All right.
And I think if you have the Lord in the center of your relationship, you both love the Lord,
mm-hmm.
You will both love one another like He has commanded us to do. And if you do that, you'll more than likely have a very good relationship.
All right.
We do.
Mm-hmm. All right. Linda?
Well, to me, it'll be important to know that the man, the husband or the man loves you. He has to, if you don't love yourself, you can't love me. So first you're loving God and loving yourself, and I know that you can love me.
Right.
And always keeping God first, just loving one another. And like I said, just take your time and as much as you can observe the person, different scenarios, different places, to try to find someone who is compatible with you. And listen to your elders that have walked the road before you, because they don't have any reason to steer you wrong.
Right.
So, if you're blessed to have parents, and especially parents in the Lord, listen, but if you're blessed to have them, they want only the best for you. And just elders in general, they always have some insights. So just to listen. And that's another part, I think, of a good marriage. You have to listen to one another and try to be in tune with the other. Just have peace. Peace is important to me. Peace.
All right. Well, I can tell you, Jesse and Linda, I'd like to thank both of you tremendously for coming on the show today. We are honored to have you. You have definitely had some pearls of wisdom for couples that are going forth, because I would think, I mean, every day is a new day, but some days are better than others, just like any other situation. So, but you're giving people, encouragement. You're giving people words to go forth with. If they're contemplating marriage or they're already married, of just take your time. Just take your time. I just had a comment come in it said, oh, words of wisdom that came from Elaine. She wanted to make sure I put that up. And I just want to make sure that you were able to get those words in. Before I end your section, those of you that, and then Carolyn said, she said amen to that too. I want to make sure.
Thank you, Mary, so much for having us on. And, we didn't know. I told Jesse, asked how long. I said, well, about 15, 30 minutes. So we were able to fill up this time for you. So thank you for having us on, Mary. You're a beautiful, beautiful host. And I hope that your show continues to grow, and grow, because you mean nothing but the best for others out there. And I'm glad that you have this avenue for trying to reach others.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I love you both, so you know that.
Me too.
Yes. All right, ladies, gentlemen, we're almost ending the show, just so you know. We are almost to the end. Oh, so Louise said I'm trying to get the messages in before the show ends, because we're down to just a few minutes. But as the show is coming to an end, I definitely want to thank Jesse and Linda Webb for coming on the show and spending this afternoon with us. They have they've been a delight. And like I said, I've known Linda almost 40 years, and she's definitely, and I call her my big sister. I don't just call her a friend. I've been calling her that for years. So that's how close we are. And her and Jesse mean the world to me and Oliver. Also, too, ladies and gentlemen, I want to go on and thank our sponsors again for taking the time to sponsor the show. And they are Surf Ready's luxury car rental. It is Nevada Women in Trades, Welch Travel Tours, First Book Academy. Also on October 2nd, the Inland Empire is having a book fair on October 2nd. If you are an author and you like to to be featured or become one of the authors for the book fair, then all you would need to do is call the number. I'm going to put this number up and say that you're an author and you're interested in being at the book fair. Let me see if I can, here it is. Find it. The number is area code 619. Here we go. The same, this number. And just say you're an author and you're interested in the book fair because you're calling our office number, area code 619-669-8603. And when you do that, ladies and gentlemen, leave your name and speak slowly and clearly and your contact information. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for coming to the show today, and we will see you next Monday. Bye-bye, everybody.